Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you are sleeping. From the strange secrets to the bizarre realities and unusual phenomenon. With drones today, nothing is hidden. Let's fly high to see what no one was supposed to see. Aftermath of Amazon wildfire. This aerial drone footage reveals a devastating sight of what was left of Amazon after it got burnt down. The clip shows how in 2019, the brutal flames of fire managed to sweep the beautiful Amazon rainforest and left it in desolation. Even after getting help from the military to combat the incident, the fire was so lethal that it knocked off thousands of trees to animals and even birds. According to environmentalists, farmers clearing land for pasture might be responsible for starting the fire in the first place. Ukrainian ghost town. The aerial drone footage of the ghost town in the Chernov region of the northern Ukraine revealed the level of destruction left by the Russian forces. The heart-wrenching sight of burnt-out buildings, holed walls, sheared-off structures, and even churches is sobbing enough to even imagine how this town was used to be a home to around 300,000 families. The people stood still for over a month until Russian forces managed to knock them all off. The whole area now appears devoid of human life while giving a vibe of blackened rubble. Army of bats. A mesmerizing view of black bats emerging out of the mountain was caught by the drone hovering around Gotham City above Kia, Thailand. With lush forest and mountains all around, the creepy footage shows bats swarming out of what you may call Batman's legendary cave. However, bats are night animals, but when it comes to food, these birds migrate in unison between summer to winter so as to find more food sources in warmer weather or for hibernating. Whale rocks. Somewhere in the middle of Thailand lie the 75-million-year-old huge whale rocks, also known as Hin Sam Wan. But in order to get the bigger picture, there's an extensive network of trails to hike to these impressive yet massive stones. Well, despite the place being filled with signs of dangers over the cliff, once you reach the top of the two whales, the ones known as Mom and Dad, you can have a breathtakingly memorable view of beaches around Mekong, the mountains in Pakistan district, and the Phu Wa forest. Bioluminescent waves. In April 2020, a recent drone footage features a surfer glowing among the bioluminescent waves on the coast of San Diego. Thanks to the natural chemical process, the ocean in the footage can be seen glowing and glittering like stars in the sky. The process is known as bioluminescence, which allows the living organisms to glow with neon blue lights. The waves typically appear during late summers when a certain kind of algae blooms to produce a chemical reaction that in return gives off light. When marine creatures, including fish and squids, use this phenomenon to attract prey or even lure potential mates. Volcanic eruption. While trying to get live footage of an active volcano in Vanuatu, the explorer Dan Kosman had to sacrifice his drone. He piloted the drone over a 7.5-mile-wide amalgam of toxic gases and boiling lava. But considering the harsh environment, even the high-definition drone was unable to sustain the sight of flaming hot lava emerging out of rocks. Thankfully, the dam was able to retrieve some videos and photos out of the drone to get us amazed. Giant pink bunny! 5,000 feet high on the hills, Agcalita Fava mountain in northern Italy, there lies an enormous pink bunny. With its arms open to the sky, the toy lies on its back under the open sky while keeping the viewers baffled from where it had appeared. But beside the ghastly view, many seemed happy to catch sight of a huge pink bunny. Well, jokes apart, the rabbit was knitted by gelatin by a group of artists from Vienna in order to come up with an outdoor sculpture for people to climb on, relax, and cuddle with a 200-foot long and 20-foot thick bunny. Made out of soft, waterproof material and stuffed with straws in 2005, the pink bunny has now turned white with a murky gray shade and rotting back into the earth, and is expected to completely vanish by the year 2025. Hypnotizing herd of sheep. This drone footage of a herd of sheep from Australia is sped up to give it a more hypnotic feel. The artistic movements of sheep caught by drones besides it serves a useful herding purpose to some farmers and directing a huge herd of sheep from one point to another. Drones being fast and louder, the sheep and cattle to respond to it. It has also allowed farmers to keep an eye on their animals. However, owing to the benefits of drones, many farmers have already started to incorporate the use of drone technology in their farming activities. Sinking ship. Voice Bernadette, a 180-foot-long cargo freighter, got doomed inside 100 feet deep water at the inlet of Fort Pierce, Florida. Captured by the drone, the cargo was loaded with some 200 tons of concrete, resulting in its demise. Because that's the thing with freights. You load too much in a ship, you lose it. According to the technicians, it took around an hour for the seawater to get pumped inside the ship, and on May 2022 at around 11:46 a.m. in the morning, Voice Bernadette finally slipped below the surface of the water. Giant graffiti. Spotted by the drone, meet the street art sensation who paints mountains. Guillaume Legros, also known as Sapi, is a French artist who uses biodegradable paints to give life to these giant artworks on adorned fields. Guillaume is an expert in creating street art images of local people on the grass itself. His images are gigantic enough to cover an area from huge swaths of fields to mountains. That too by using his own homemade paints. Be it a woman lying on the fields or a child playing, his work can only be visible from up above the sky. Hand of the Desert. Somewhere in the Atacama Desert of Chile is this Hand of the Desert, representing human sorrow. The 36-foot sculpture, created by Mario Isanbal from Chile, is trying to portray how small, vulnerable, and helpless humans can be. Besides being a symbol of contrasting ideas, the huge Hand of Desert is acclaimed all over the globe due to its originality and emotion. Made on a surface of iron and cement, the huge hand was built some 30 years ago, in 1992, and is still capable of attracting thousands of tourists every year. Sunbathing on a wind tribe. Well, this time a drone even got upon a man peacefully napping on top of the wind tribe. The remarkable video shows a man named Joseph Byron catching some sun rays on top of a 175-foot-tall wind turbine in San Diego, California. When Brian spotted the drone, he waved and even said hello. Giant presidential heads. While getting close to the head of the state, a drone managed to capture 43 ghostly sculptures of presidents just outside the historic Presidential Park in Williamsburg, Virginia. The giant faces are around 20 feet long, some with tear-like strains falling from the eyes, while others with crumbling noses. However, the park was closed in 2010, the statues still on the barns of the farm, all alone. The farm owner originally wanted to crush them apart, but then he happened to like them so much that he decided to keep them as it is and have it open for the public to admire them as well. Floating Fishing Village. Koh Phangan, or the Floating Fishing Village, is a small island in Thailand with a population of over 1,600 people living on the island. The Floating Fishing Village was created around 2. The drone footage of Koh Phangan shows a fascinating view of hundreds of colorful huts, shacks, and houses built on the vertical limestone cliff of the island. Hundreds of years ago, by 3 seafaring fishing families from Java and Indonesia. Apart from being isolated from the mainland, the small village of Koh Phangan has its own electricity, water, and internet connection as well. UFO sighting. A 59-year-old man caught this footage on his drone in farmland. The clip shows an unusual sighting of an object moving with the speed of light. After investigating the footage, he sent it to the UFO authorities to make further investigations on it, who then forwarded the copy of it to NASA. Well, according to NASA, the object turned out to be traveling at more than 6,000 feet per second, which by no means is something very usual. Bicycle graveyard. Dozens of bicycles piled up into a huge mess. A drone in China recorded this bizarre footage of abandoned and broken bicycles. The footage is from China's bike share, where thousands of bikes were spotted piled up. From the year 2017, bike sharing has become a booming business, with at least 60 firms putting up 18 million bicycles on the streets. But the lack of management has resulted in the owners leaving their bicycles at random spots. Hence, the government took them all like so. And now let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows? We might even feature it in one of our videos. Today's subscriber pick is a picture of this Brazilian demon man. People all over the country were reporting unusual sightings of demon-like men roaming onto the Brazilian streets, and due to elongated ears and muscular body, some even described the creature as a werewolf. Surprisingly enough, all the sightings were recorded at the same time in different parts of the country. One resident, while on a bonfire trip with his friend, claimed to have encountered the same creature. He further added that the creature had bent legs, sharp teeth, and was able to make growling noises. But as soon as they got to know more about it, the creature fled away, leaving them stupefied in fear. See you next time!